Back on HQ, presented by Capital One. Taking a look at some action across the association. These numbers, as always, courtesy of our friends at CBS Sportsbook. And it's a Eastern Conference host city night. Atlanta, Cleveland, Miami, Chicago, Milwaukee. 4 of those 5, all but Atlanta, within 3.5 games of first place out east entering Saturday night. All right, taking a look at the nightcap with our guy, the Wizard of Odds, Kenny White, doing it all here. The Nets and the Bucks, very similar odds to represent the Eastern Conference in this year's NBA Finals, but for the terms or purposes, that is, of tonight's tip, defending champs are laying 9.5 at home. Totals ticking upwards of 236.5. Where's our money to be made?
I like the Bucks. We've got question marks, obviously, on Brooklyn and where they're at. We'll get Kyrie in this game, but without Durant, without Simmons, and not knowing where he's at, I'm sure he's going to be fine. And this team can gel and play well together, and there'll be a force down the stretch. But we know one thing: we're going to get consistency out of Milwaukee. We just watched this team win a world championship, and Giannis is at the top of his game. He's still not even to his peak. He continues to get better, and the entire team continues to get better around him. So. I love this Milwaukee club. I think they're the best value to win the East. They're the best value to win it all, and they have value today with basically Kyrie against the world today in this game. I like the Bucks.
Yeah, taking a look at those numbers, put whoever you want out there. If Kevin Durant's not out there, it's a different team. Elsewhere in the Eastern Conference leading Bulls not being given any respect right now. So DeMar DeRozan says, "I'll take it from you." His 35-by-50 streak continues into Saturday's matchup with the Grizz. Bulls are given just one here. Ja is expected to play despite that momentary scare last time out. Kenny, who do you like in Chicago?
It's a really tough game. These are two teams that are playing great basketball from the East and the West. Looking at Memphis, 41-20 this year. The Bulls, Billy Donovan has them playing super basketball as well at 39-21. Both these teams will try to push the pace, but both these coaches are smart enough. They got to get back in transition. They got to play defense here. It's scary to go under with these great offenses, but I like the way these two are playing defense, especially Memphis. Their defense has really stepped up as of late. The Bulls are 3-1 under their last 4 games. And that's because this number's starting to get overinflated a little bit. We're talking 236.5 points. That's a lot of points. I'm going under in a game I think is going to be a battle down to the wire.
All right, Heat come into the weekend tied atop the East with those Bullies. They're laying 8.5 when they tip it up with the Spurs. Miami is one of the stronger home sides league-wide. Where are you taking us?
Yeah, they are, and they play great half-court basketball. This is a team that I gave out, a couple months ago saying a surprise team in the East could be the Heat. They play defense. They play playoff basketball all the time. They play half court. They're very methodical. They run through their offense, and they try to muck these games up, and their defense takes over late in games, and that's what you have to have a great recipe for success in the playoffs, and the Heat have that. They're 5-8, 5-3 to the under their last 8 games. Greg Popovich's team always, he's always talking defense, always talking rebounding. I think this team will continue to get better defensively as the year goes, but again, 224.5 points. Just too many for me when you have a slowdown team like the Heat with the defense that they play.
Cleveland has maintained a level of play that few really expected coming into the season. Cavs squarely in the mix out east as well. They're 8-point favorites hosting the Wiz. Washington's coming off the highest scoring game of the season, 157-153, a double overtime loss to the Spurs just yesterday. So 204.5 is the short total here, but it almost feels like we got to play it under out of principle.
No doubt about it. I love what J.D. Bickerstaff's got going on in Cleveland. They're 19th offensively efficiency, number 4 on defense, and it's all Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Those two guys rank. You have 2 players that rank in the top 5 in the NBA in defense. Those 2 guys are getting it done for the Cavaliers, and that's what it's all about. Wes Unseld in Washington, 22nd in pace. They slow this thing down as well. Always a good defensive teacher. So, yeah, again, very low-scoring basketball game. I've got to stay under here.
All right, one last game to get to across the association. Raptors going to travel to Atlanta in search of their 3rd straight win against the number and straight up against this team. Home side's given 3, totals 225. Where's our edge in this one, Kenny?
Yeah, again, looking at these numbers, I don't know, after the All-Star break, I expect maybe people are expecting that before the break, there were a lot of high-scoring games and a lot of favorites covering, and I think everybody's kind of expecting that trend to continue. I think everything has been over-adjusted. I'm going under in this one. Nick Nurse, always one of the top defensive teachers in the game. Toronto has made a run to get into the playoff picture with their defense. And Atlanta, Nate McMillan, he's always been a defensive guy. His teams do play solid defense as they've made a run now to get in that playoff picture. So you got two teams that are kind of headed in the same direction, battling for the same type of property in the playoff position race. And I think that leads this to a low-scoring basketball game.
Yeah, anytime we can get an edge to the under, we will take it with our guy Kenny White. Before we let you go, Kenny, your top wager across the NBA on Saturday is what?
Yeah, that Memphis-Chicago game, the total is just so much higher than what my total projected out. And again, I think a lot of it has to do with they are great offensive teams, but for me, the under comes in play because of how well these teams are playing this year. And it seems like a East versus West battle of two of the best in basketball right now. Great players, but again, the defense, both these teams know if they're to really be successful in playoffs, they got to play defense. And this is kind of a playoff type game.
There is no stone left unturned by Kenny White on a Saturday. We appreciate the homework, Kenny.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, here's a look at those association plays once again. You got an edge to the under, take it. Vegas expecting points aplenty. Kenny White says a little too much here coming out of the All-Star break. Weekend action on a Saturday. Maybe got guys going out on a Friday, so we're playing the Bulls, Grizz under. We're playing the Heat, Spurs under, Cavs, Wizards under, Raptors, Hawks under. Kenny is giving you the Bucks as his lone side, laying the 9.5.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.